Most of us can't imagine functioning without our cell phones, our laptops, and Wi-Fi connections. Manufacturers assure us that these products are safe, but some are calling them the cigarettes of the 21st century.
Now that got your attention. As Fox 17's Erica Layton shows us, researchers say that these devices are exposing you and your family to dangerous levels of radiation.
Researchers say technology is exposing us to constant and dangerous levels of radiation.
You have wireless networks at home, then of course you have the entire cell phone industry, and we have satellite transmissions.
Unless you're a ham radio operator, you might not recognize that static. It's the amplified sound of a Yagi meter.
It's like a Geiger counter for radio frequency waves.
The Yagi detects radio frequency. Cardiologist and ham radio expert Dr. Timothy Kurth says it's just one source of electromagnetic radiation, or EMR, that we're all surrounded by.
Most of the electromagnetic radiation that we're exposed to is such low power that it is not dangerous for human use.
Electrical engineer Vicki Warren says EMR pollution has been linked to serious health problems.
Now, we know from the research that it's a definite impact on children who are autistic. We've talked to people who have Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, cancer, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, ADD, ADHD. All of these have been linked with different case studies around the world to electromagnetic pollution.
If you've ever felt your phone, tablet, or laptop heat up while you were using it, that's called the thermal effect. The radiation penetrates the body similar to the way a microwave oven penetrates food, just on a much smaller scale.
You can see the spike goes away.
Especially with children who are using them before the skull is developed, then it'll penetrate quite deeply. And they can see the thermal mapping of the penetration of the cell phones. So you should never hold the cell phone to your head.
Boom, look at that spike.
What's causing that?
The cell phone trying to communicate to the tower.
And it's not just smartphones and Wi-Fi signals you should be worried about.
Cordless telephone bases sitting next to our beds at night is by far the worst. The second would be the clock radios. And the clock radios produce a magnetic field that the EPA actually labels as a carcinogen.
A voltmeter shows what happens when I come in contact with electric current or even a small table lamp.
So let's say you're in bed, and this is your lamp on your bedside table. It's 1.8 volts. Now remember, our goal was 0.1. So I'm going to turn it off. It's still 1.8. And the reason is you've still got the electricity coming to here, even though the lamp or the light's not on. So just turning it off doesn't help you.
Vicki says it's best to unplug or move lamps, clock radios, and cell phones a few feet away from your bed when sleeping.
Do everything you can in your bedrooms to create an environment that doesn't have this. So that gives your cells all night long to recover, to release their toxins like they normally would do.
Unplugging my lamp, I think that's a little overboard. In fact, your risk of having harm to your body is about 100-fold higher just driving your car to work.
While these experts disagree on just how far you should go, they believe it is important to limit radiation exposure.
The one thing that we do know is constant exposure to radio frequency energy can sometimes upset your circadian rhythms, that is the natural day-to-day rhythms of the body when you wake and you sleep and that sort of thing. So again, power, time, and distance. Reduce your time of exposure, increase your distance, and reduce the power. You're going to be perfectly fine.
We live in that world, though, so it's not like we can change it. But what we want to encourage people to do is to create a sleeping sanctuary. Live in it, don't sleep in it.
Erica Layton, Fox 17 News.
Now, some other things that you can easily do to limit your radiation exposure, things like using earbuds or a headset instead of the Bluetooth when you talk on your cell phone. Texting is even better. Switch your phone to the airplane mode or move it away from your bed when you sleep at night. Don't use wireless routers in the bedroom, or if you do, shut them down when you go to sleep. One more recommendation: don't carry your cell phone near reproductive organs.